Nothing to be trifled with. A lot of people, I think, who decided to stay in their homes thought they were going to get lucky. This does not look good.
Yeah, we knew that this could intensify again. And that is indeed what happened. Back to a Cat 4. And you can see behind me now, I mean, look at this. This is a Cat 4 storm that is just now 40 miles away from Key West. So that's when the devastating and inundation of storm surge comes on in here. So let's take a look at the satellite. You can see that the eye wall regained and reformed itself here overnight, and now waking up to a Cat 4 hurricane with the potential of this storm paralleling the west coast of Florida for miles. So this is not a good situation here in terms of storm surge. So let's head on over to the weather graphics and I'll show you the latest coordinates. Now, this number just updated here in the last hour or so. So it's now 40 miles to the south and east of Key West. The National Weather Service in Key West says between 7 and 8 a.m. that's when landfall will occur. Already, we've seen conditions in the Keys go downhill. Most of the Keys, if not all of them, are without power right now. And that roar, that really scary, almost deafening roar of wind is now taking place with these outer rain bands. We saw a 94-mile-per-hour wind gust here in the last hour at Smith Shoal Light. Sustained winds around hurricane force now. So again, the conditions are only getting worse. This is time to shelter in place now in the Keys. This is the worst of the storm coming up here for the next 4 to 5 hours as this eye wall continues to cross to the north, and then you get to the back side of the eye wall and the water comes in from the south and west. Remember, the water will be coming in from two directions, from the southeast and from the south and west after the eye passes. Then the storm is on to southwestern Florida, and we'll have to watch for some wobbles. Remember how the storm wobbled into Cuba? We'll have to watch for potential wobbles into the southwestern coast of Florida. The problem with that, big population centers from Marco Island towards Fort Myers. We're going to be watching all the way up to the St. Petersburg area and Tampa. Latest wind gust 66 miles per hour at the National Weather Service office in Key West, where they are battening down the hatches and riding out the storm and doing some life-saving duties there, getting information out to the public. 59-mile-per-hour wind gusts at Miami International Airport. We saw a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust as far north as Fort Lauderdale. And I'll drag the map up here for you. And even some of these northern rain bands occasionally gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. And this is near the Georgia state line. So this storm, very expansive and very dangerous. This is something you don't see often. A hurricane warning that extends from Key West all the way up to the Georgia, Florida border, out west to Tallahassee. Almost the entire state of Florida on this Sunday morning is under a hurricane warning, and we have tropical storm watches as far north as Atlanta, and that means that conditions could be experiencing tropical storm force winds greater than 39 miles per hour, gusty winds, those heavy rain bands as far north as Georgia. There's the eye wall. It's moving to the north and to the west. Now we will be experiencing storm surge up and down the coastline of Florida. That is the next major concern. High tide cycles later this afternoon and this evening.